Blessings. This is Nubia I, the Raw Food Goddess, the Womb Priestess and Holistic Practitioner. Okay, I'm sitting in my favorite spot in the sun on my face. I love in the sun. I do love California for the sun. I must say, woo, I want to move back east and down south sometimes, but I know I need some sun, so we'll see. But anyway, good morning, everyone. So let me say, this video is a video request, and the video request is combined. So it's a 2 video requests that I received that I want to talk about. So let's talk about first the idea of friends with benefits, okay? Particularly from a female's perspective, because that's what we do on this channel, and the men that watch, they learn a lot too, okay? So, sisters, this is what I want to say about the whole friends with benefits. I don't think it works for women. Now, I'm not saying, of course, I'm generally speaking, I don't think that most women's heart, womb, or mind can take the idea that they are giving themselves, their precious sacred self, away, whatever, once a month, twice a month, with no expectations, with no responsibility at all. We are just friends with benefits. So I guess what we're doing is we're satisfying our sexual needs. Okay, so let me say this. There's another way to satisfy your sexual needs without giving away your heart, your mind, your spirit, your womb. You know, because I believe that a woman, I'll tell you personally, me, sleep with me more than once and you my man, okay? We are together, all right? I'm going to tell you that right now. It ain't no benefits and once in a while and see what happens. My heart won't allow it. It just won't. I mean, to me, we are just like these beautiful, delicate flowers, and it's like going and picking out some beautiful roses and then ripping them all up and throwing them in the trash. I mean, that's not what you do with roses that you took your time to pick out. You find a beautiful vase for it. You make sure that the water's clean. You may even add some to water to make sure that the life of the roses, lasts. I mean, this is not the way you really want to be treated. The only reason why I think a lot of women deal with the benefits thing is because they don't think they could have anything else. They don't really believe that they can have a man who truly loves them and wants to commit to them. And I'm here to tell you that you can. And as far as the sexual energy, I want to talk about that a little bit. Yes, sexual energy, we have it, we get horny, we want it, we want to share ourselves with somebody because we feel like we need something to fix our fix, right? Oh, I got to fix it, I need somebody to fix it. And I think that sexual energy on a spiritual, sacred level can be utilized and displayed in other ways. So let me give you an example. One way to move that sexual energy through you and still be satisfied for a woman is to dance. Rather than dealing with the man or the person that you're with or whoever you deal with for a friends with benefit thing, why don't you use that same energy, that same cosmic energy to dance or to paint or to write or to start your own business or to create an entity, a legacy, to create mentoring programs. I mean, it's so much that you can do. And let me tell you, I bet, now I'm not saying always, but I bet that if you are considering this friends with benefit or you're considering one-night stands as a woman, I think it's because you're not really having a fulfilling life. See, I believe that if you were having a fulfilling life, you would not go for that. You would not need that. I think that's a way of saying, I don't think I'm enough. I don't think that I can have what I want. And so if you don't think that in a relationship, where else are you thinking that? Are you thinking that in your career? Are you thinking that in your artistic endeavors? I mean, get creative, because sexual energy is creative energy. So you have to get creative. I tell you, sisters, if you were doing what you loved, if you were living the life you really wanted to live, if you were really having what you want, meaning eating well because you love yourself, working at places that actually uplift you and uplift your community, if you were doing what you really love, you were feeling all powerful, you were really just, feeling yourself, and sometimes you might have to do that. If you were really feeling yourself, you probably would not deal with a friends with benefits. Now, let me say this. Some people will say, well, no, but Nubia, there's high-powered women that own their own business, entrepreneurs, and really got it going on, and they have relationships that are friends with benefits, and they look like they're super women and doing what they love. And I would ask you this. Just because a person seemingly has the things we call success, or the things that look like success, doesn't mean that they're totally happy, or doesn't mean that they're totally over the low self-esteem, or the idea that the higher you get, the less chances of getting a good mate, so then you're still doing that same thing. So this idea of friends with benefits, I understand it goes across economic levels. I know it goes against, educational levels. I think, though, no matter how many degrees you have, no matter how many businesses that you have, if you don't love yourself, the amount of prosperity and abundance will be limited. So even if you have a business that's making $1 million, if you're in a relationship that is not really what you want, it could be stopping you really from making $1 billion. Because what I realize is, if your relationships are not together, your business might not be as together either. It's so important that we take that 1 year, that 365 days of just being celibate, of really forming a sacred union with ourselves. That is what Spirit told me in Sacred Union today. Spirit said the union is with yourself. Who you desire is you. Having a closer relationship with you, loving you. Now, what does that look like? What can that look like? For me, it looks like going to the sauna, taking dance classes, going to movies, going to plays, doing things that I love, involving myself in community activity, even involving myself in something that I'm not that familiar with, is the political system, how things work, how to ask for what you want, self-help, getting coaches, hanging out with women that are doing something, being something, going somewhere, hanging out with people that are doing something, being something, and going somewhere. And most importantly, surrounding myself around people who are in great relationships. People who have relationships have stood the test of time. People who you can see is classy. People you can see that will not stand for anything less than perfect. People that expect the best. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to tell you something personal about me. I remember, this has been most of my life. I remember most of the men that I've dealt with and had a relationship with, I didn't choose them, they chose me. They liked me, they approached me, they were cute enough, they were nice enough, they pursued me, and I allowed myself to be pursued, and this is how I got into most of my relationships. The next relationship that I get into, the very next one, which is going to be a while from now, see, I want what I want now. Now, I remember, like, usually for me, and I'm getting a little personal here, I don't know if it's the opposite attract type thing, but I usually attract men that are a lot lighter than me because I'm chocolate. Maybe it's opposite attract, lighter skinned men like dark skinned women. I don't really know, but I know that that's what, if people were looking back in my past, the people would look at my prior relationships, they would be like, Nubia likes light-skinned men, or Nubia is interested in men that are lighter hue. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a beautiful thing. But in actuality, now that I'm going to pick what I want or ask for what I want a tall chocolate brother. Do you hear me? I want a tall chocolate brother with his own business, have it going on. So for all you chocolate brothers that like chocolate sisters, let me know. Okay, I'm going to be humorous about it, but the fact is it's true. And I guess what I'm saying is, what are you not really asking for? What have you settled for most of your life? Even maybe thinking that this is what you really like, this is what you're really attracted to, but it's not true. When can you go now in your life and look back and say, I kind of accepted that, I kind of let things come to me as opposed to me asking for what I want and not settling until I got it? Where in your life, on a business perspective, or a professional perspective, a personal perspective, even a recreational perspective, the things that you think you like to do, who taught you that? And now that you know better, what do you really want? Who do you really want? And where do you really want to meet them? Friends with benefits hurts our womb, sister. I truly believe it. If a man is not really there to fully commit, whether that is a marriage or something, I don't really, unless that's what you think you want, then that's okay. But really be honest with yourself. Is it just okay to have one-night stands? Is that really fulfilling you? Is it just okay to have a relationship without a commitment, friends with benefits? Is that really feeding you? And the other thing is, sisters, when you care about yourself and start dating yourself, you won't even be thinking about nobody else. You won't even be thinking about another person fulfilling you. Because really that's impossible. You have to really fulfill yourself, and you can. See, we're so afraid, like, if I don't take this guy, and I'll be lonely. If I don't accept this guy, I'll have nobody else, and I'll just have no one to talk to. What about talking to yourself? What about talking to your womb? What about talking to your spirit? Because she has something to tell you. There's things she loves to do, and it's not being done. And what we do when we're not living our true life purpose is we try to find quick fixes. A one-night stand is a quick fix. Friends with benefits, in my opinion, is a quick fix. You are more worthy than you know. But you don't know because you don't date you. You don't date you. You don't take yourself out. You don't do things for yourself. And I mean real sacred things. Taking hikes with your friend or a friend. Taking hikes with yourself if it's safe. You know, the other video request was someone asked me about how do you deal with haters, player haters, negative people in your life. You don't. That's how you deal with them. You don't. You don't deal with people that hate you. You don't deal with people that's putting hate on what you do. You don't deal with people that are not uplifting you. You don't deal with people that put you down. How do you deal with haters? You don't. You don't deal with haters. That's a waste of time and energy. You could be doing something else. Sisters, buy yourself some flowers. Get you some beautiful incense. And get in touch with me at www.theblackberrybeauty.com. Let me tell you why I say that. Because I want to put you on the road to you. I want to help you fall in love with yourself again. I want you to love yourself more than you could ever love any human being in the world, more than you ever loved anyone else. See, you probably don't think that's possible. You probably think I'm talking crazy. I understand that union that you want, that sacred union that you desire, but I don't think friends with benefits or one-night stands is going to bring that union to you. I think the union that you truly desire is the one with yourself. That's the one I've been craving lately. I've been getting up at 4 in a different kind of way. I'm so on my game. I'm so in love with myself. I treat myself better. I eat better. I need time with myself. Those relationships are draining on your spirit, on your emotions. Those kind of relationships that don't uplift you and upheld you. If you don't think you're special, nobody else will. Anyway, this is how you deal with player haters. And this is how you deal with relationships or friends with benefits. Oh my God. I don't think it works for us sisters. I don't think it works. It hasn't worked for me. Because like I said, 1 time, 2, you my man, okay? You are my man. So, I don't do that to myself. But, there's other things that I have done to myself that I don't want to do again. And so, if you feel in this video, like it. If you feel in this video, share it. And if you feel in this message, call me. I love you all dearly. I do this for you. I do this for us. This is Nubia I, the Raw Fruit Goddess, the Womb Priestess, and the Holistic Practitioner. And I'm sending you sacred unions. Peace and blessings.